Greetings, YouTube. It is I, the Karma, coming to another video of Total Brohammer here with a little Dark Elves on Lizard action. It's always a fun match. It's a good time had by all when you do this little fight. They're both pretty high-powered factions, both pretty easy to use, so it's always a good time. So I'm bringing the Dark Elves, and my opponent bringing the Lizards. I used to only bring Dark Elves exclusively against Lizards to like counter cheese, because I think you used to see a lot of cheese from Lizards. Sometimes you still do. And Dark Elves are pretty much have a lot of tools to deal with that. But quickly go over, now I care less and less about winning. So I bring different factions, but this one was like an old school one. I just wanted to, it's good, like, nice little fight in here. And my opponent was really nice. And ooh, you guys gonna hear my fart? Oh, nice. The horn of the Dark Elves, feared by all. A pestilent wind descends upon the Lizards, and they'll have -5 melee attack and defense. For Sakama has let loose his glorious, glorious flatulence. All right, with that start, let's go over armor composition. Wonderful. It's called professionalism, guys. I only ever fart on YouTube. I know you guys want to hear it. Soon I'll be like in those like Pornhub searches, people who love like fart fetishes. I'll be just me fucking casting Warhammer. Dear God. Anyways, all right, so we have on the flank here Dark Riser Repeater Crossbows. 3 of them. I think you'll see this a lot in Warhammer. Pretty much you need mobile ranged. You can't really bring stationary ranged anymore. Maybe, okay, dwarves can, because they're the only choice, but most factions you can't really do it because there's so many high mass units and magic is so effective, and flyers, and there's so many different ways to get into the back lines, to that sweet underbelly of an army, that if you bring non-mobile like dark shards, just plop them there, like Krokar can just run in and they cast magic and they can find ways around. It's better. I think it's usually better to bring this. You get a little bit less firepower, like 15 less units and a little bit less range, but considering how much more mobile they are, it's just, I think it's just so much better. So 3 of those guys on the flank to take down big dinosaurs. I have 1 cold, 1 night, or 2 on each one on each flank. I have harpies. Those guys were meant to chase off skinks in the sky because they have like 1,000 ammo and they'll just pepper down Malekith the entire game. It can be really frustrating, so I brought them to take care of those guys, or at least ward them off. But he didn't bring any, my opponent here. Or she, or they. Didn't bring any 2018 guys. So they're going to be kind of useless in this fight. I mean, they do have pretty decent stats, like, 44 weapon damage, but melee attack is so low, and they'll get murdered by any ranged anyway. So, yeah, it was kind of not a mispick, I wouldn't say, but I was preparing for something that obviously wasn't there. Meanwhile, brought a couple of Blackguard, 2 Blackguard Nagaron, 1 Black Orc Corsair, 2 Black Orc Corsair, and 2 Dead Spears. And the idea being is, obviously these guys will beat any infantry unit. They'll beat Temple Guard, and they'll beat Source Warriors. They'll do it slowly, but they will win. And then they'll do okay against dinosaurs. I mean, elite halberds in this game should perform way more effectively than they do against large entities. But still, whatever. It's your best answer. If you bring what are they called? Executioners. They'll just get murdered. Hargonath executioners. They'll just get wrecked. So my opponent brought 3 chameleon skinks on this flank, 3 on this skank, 3 on this flank. That's a pretty, easy pick. They do a lot of damage. They're not terrible melee fighters. They cause poison, and they can run backwards. And I think they've been nerfed because 3,600 HP is really low. It's a really low pool to draw from. But yeah, so they're always solid. They'll kill a lot of things, especially concentrated fire. 3 of them. Meanwhile, they have one skink cohort with multiple chevrons. 3, interesting. What does that give their stats? I don't know if that's the right idea. Maybe to counter Dread Spears, but I don't really do that with Saurus Warriors. Anyways, Saurus Warriors with shields, smart pick. They'll kill everything. They're one of the more cost-effective infantry units in the game. Probably the most cost-effective, I would say. They just do well against pretty much every unit they'll trade not decently with, but they'll last longer than most, and they have the little rampage mechanic. And yeah, that's the worst part is the rampage mechanic. But other than that, they're pretty solid. They get shields. They have a Skink Priest of Heavens here on foot with Harmonic Convergence, and looks like Curse of the Midnight Wind. Let me see. Yeah, Curse of the Midnight Wind. Then they have Cold Wind Spear Rider. I'm rocking Malekith. We should go over that too. I'm rocking Malekith because I think he's the best pick in this thing, and I have him with the usual Soul Stealer, Word of Pain, and Power of Darkness. I know John Tom prefers Chillwind, but I think Word of Pain is great because if you cast the Overcast version, you get -27 melee defense and -44 melee attack, and that can just absolutely swing the tide of a duel, especially against a big bad boy like Krokar over here, who I believe has Hand of the Gods. He does, and then the usual Serpent's Missile and all that stuff. So we're getting started right away. My opponent brought these guys over here way on the flank, which was just not a wise decision, because now I'm sending these guys here to cut off their path of retreat, because they can't retreat for a while, and then I'm just sending everything just to charge them. I don't know what my opponent thought would happen here, but that was a pretty solid misplay. Meanwhile, over here, though, he's distracting me. He's getting good shots at my Hard Executioners. He has that little laser cannon, the Solar Engine, and he's just knocking these guys down, which is such a good unit. But over here, I've been able to lock, just basically, I just charge them in, because what's the point? They will win in a battle, especially alongside the Cold One Knights. And yeah, I'm just collapsing on them to make sure. He's bringing Croc over here, but I don't mind that, because Malekith will fuck Croc up, as you'll see. I send these guys in there to ward them off, because these guys are more important than my Hard Beasts. I don't mind losing them. They won't be able to do much damage. They won't even be able to catch them because of the poison, but I just want to take some shots away. And they will die so quickly, though, because they have no armor. Anyways, over here, so I get Word of Pain on him. I try and get a good charge, but he kind of fucks it up. But then he gets in there, and he's running away. I get a nice little, little thing on the back, but he still has good stat. Well, 15 and 16. I mean, it's just, see, look at Malekith. They're already doing a lot of damage, and he's not going to do much damage to me. But he is bringing these Cold One Knights in here, so I am going to move these guys back, try and bring them back closer to my Dread Spears. And the opponent does start to chase, but unfortunately, I wish he actually stayed on the ground a little bit longer, because he could have brought him in. But I'm going to get a nice little recharge in here, because he has not moving Krokgar. Oh, no, maybe I'm not. What am I doing? I thought I was going to recharge. I lied to you. Oh, then I see these guys coming over here. He's wisely bringing them over here, because the three of them will just melt Malekith. Over here, I don't mind them shooting my Dread Spears, because they have silver shields. Again, I'm just trying to soak up that ammo. I've already been able to deal with all these guys on this flank, murdering all of them. And they're just, I mean, that's a huge pickup for me early on. That's like 1,800 spend, just gone. But it's still in their favor, surprisingly. I'm still not favored to win this game, even though I've just killed 1,800 spend on the opponent's team. But anyways, the laser beam is coming at Malekith. It's just, knocking off HP. It's such a good unit. But it's already at half ammunition, which is pretty solid. But yeah, it's already done good damage to my Cold One Knights over here. These guys, it's done good damage to Malekith. Like a nice little Gaze of Malice, do a little bit of damage. I'll pick up anything I can on the Saurus Warriors. And there's one Temple Guard in here somewhere. No, I lied. It's just Saurus Warriors. So yeah, and they don't have the greatest armor value. 60, so Gaze of Malice will actually be quite effective. I am trying to move these guys on the flanks, but they're getting hit by these skinks. I'm really hoping they'll just hit these Dread Spears, which they are a little bit, because again, they have silver shields. And I charge them out to ward off these guys. And again, every little bit of ammunition I can waste on these guys is huge. And I don't mind losing these Dread Spears. Over here on the flank, I'm trying to reposition. I'm bringing all my units back after chasing down these skinks with these Cold One Knights. Another laser beam comes in, hits these Dread Spears. Probably not the best pick. He probably wants to keep hitting Malekith, even though Malekith can heal. This is a misplay on my part. I had these guys keep charging in, and then they eventually got hit by those Saurus Warriors. I should have brought them back. And at this point, I see that happening. I'm like, okay, well, now's the time to charge, because I'm just going to lose a unit for free here. So I do eventually start bringing my units in. Or no, I guess let's just let them die. Very Dark Elf of me. Over here, I'm getting some good fire on these guys, a couple of units, and I'm keeping my Cold One Knights in reserve in case he charges with Krokgar. And I'm totally fine with him shooting my Dread One Knights. My Dread Spears, rather. Hits another laser beam, fucks that guy up. Knocks him off his horse. Let's see that guy. Whoa, jeez. Oh, man, look at these little craters. Oh, is that a horse? Oh, it's a dude. Oh, he looks comfortable almost. They look so peaceful in death. Anyways, yeah, so you see laser beams getting his good shots in. This guy got, this horse rather got fucked up. But yeah, they're shooting, they're doing their thing. Back to game time. Over here, I'm getting smoked with these Black Orc Corsairs, but they have pretty high armor value. Again, it doesn't really matter, but against skinks, but still doing good damage. I'm bringing these guys around the flank. I tried to get a nice Gaze of Malice, get both of these on, but I couldn't. These guys coming around, they are hitting Malekith, but I see a nice little opportunity for a breath attack over here. And I get one in, and it does pretty good damage on the skinks and the warriors. Meanwhile, I'm firing from all sides. I'm trying to just wear them down. The Saurus Warriors have engaged with the Corsairs, and they're just fucking remember when I said cost effective? Like, these guys are, not the same value, but these guys have a bonus for infantry, and they have good armor, and they're just doing nothing against these guys. And yeah, they were weakened, but almost nothing against these Saurus Warriors. They just got dumpstered so quickly. And then I don't want them. I don't want them in my back line, so I start just hitting them with these spears. Probably not a good idea. I probably just kept retreating. At this point, it's not looking good for me though. My infantry is pretty tattered. His infantry is fine. He's lost his range, but other than that, we're not in the best shape. I'm trying to flank around with these Black Orc Corsairs. They are quite speedy. I think they're like, what, 40 something? Yeah, they are quite speedy for infantry, so I'm trying to flank with them. Over here, he gets a nice charge on my Cold One Knights. I wasn't paying attention. That was poor micro on my port. But I'm trying to keep these Dark Riders alive. Over here, Krokgar's fighting his Blackguard, which I don't mind. He's going to charge these guys, but I have them on retreat, so they're going to get out of there. Meanwhile, I am trying to hunt down Krokgar. Even though Krokgar has way more health, I can heal Malekith with Soul Stealer, and I can't get him with Word of Pain. And that's actually what I do right here, because I get all his big units in a little pile, and I think I get Soul Stealer off, which is huge, because it's going to do some damage on these guys. And I think, yeah, it does remain. It does linger. It's not just, or does it follow his big old, or I don't know. Either way, it does good damage to Krokgar, who was healed up from thing, and then Malekith's getting some health back. Not a lot, but enough. And then I think I get him with Word of Pain. Oh, he gets him with Harmonic Convergence, which is pretty solid. But I think I'm going to get him with Word of Pain. Oh, I'm not. I'm just going to go in for a charge. That's ballsy of me. It's probably not a good move. But we have been able to break this flank. Over here, you can see the Cold One Knights that I left in there were, foolish. They are winning against, Skink Cohorts. Maybe that's why I didn't run them out. But yeah, they still did a lot of damage, surprisingly. And then these Saurus Warriors are getting fucked by these archers. Over here, I am trying to hunt down Krokgar. This giant blob is going to favor me because there's Nagaron in there. There's 2 units of Nagaron. One's fully healed, pretty much, and then there's Cold One Knights. And yeah, he has his Spear One, right? His Cold One Spear Riders, but they're gonna just melt to Blackguard Nagaron. So I don't mind this little fight. And you can see we've done a lot of damage on Krokgar, and Malekith's taken relatively a little bit. And I find that's in this matchup, that's what it often comes down to: is whose lord dies first. If they can kill Malekith, you're in serious trouble because you have no answer to these dinosaurs. But if you can kill Krokgar, they have no answer to Blackguard, especially if you've used a lot of their magic early on. And they have no more skinks or laser beams left. Lasers with laser beams. What a game. Meanwhile, I think I get another breath attack in here or something. I'm waiting. Oh, I know I get a Gaze of Malice on these guys, just trying to whittle them down. I am afraid of these chameleon skinks because even with such little meager ammo, they can still do tons of damage. But I'm also I think I was waiting for a Word of Pain as well. The Cold One Knights have Rampage, but they're in a good place to Rampage. They're just going to fight these guys. I am going to try and break these Saurus Warriors, because if I can do that, a nice little wind probably would have mattered that direction, but still did good damage to my Blackguard Nagaron. But it did help me. I came in with the wind spell, so between the dragon and the wind, it was like the wind I had earlier, guys. The power, never doubts the power of the wind, especially Dark Elf wind. So they do start fleeing, but then they come back and they start rampage again. But I'm like, fuck it, okay, leave these guys. They're not important. Let's get rid of Krokgar. Over here, I have my Dark Riders. They have tons of ammo still, so I don't mind that. Krokgar's just doing his thing. I mean, these guys are going to get dumpstered. All my infantry can just get murdered so quickly against them. Again, it's mainly about Malekith and Krokgar. That's the real tail of the tape, as they say in boxing. So he's coming at me with these Ola Skinks, and I think at this point I just charge him. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll take this thing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I do just charge with my Dark Riders, and they're just going to melt them because they have like no L. Yeah, see, it's just an easy charge. That wasn't the best move of my opponent. You shouldn't be charging Dark Riders with Skinks. They'll just get murdered on that charge. Meanwhile, I get a nice little breath attack. Does a little bit of damage on Malekith, but he's retreating, so it is pretty good. It wasn't the best use of it, but at this point, there's not really much else to hunt down here. I remember I was waiting for Word of Pain to come back. So with Word of Pain, it just makes the fight so much more winnable. And if I can get these guys, if I can get these guys a nice little blob and get surrounded with these shooting, they're in such trouble. I don't know why I didn't charge these guys. I probably was paying attention to Malekith over here. I don't know where I was sending him. I'm sending him against these Cold One Knights, trying to regroup my units, because I think my Nagaron will hold up here. And yeah, over here also I do charge them, and they're going to melt those chameleon skinks. No, I don't. I send these guys after I see my opponent pay attention. I get him with Word of Pain. Way too early, probably. He's miles away. I should have done it when he was coming towards me. But at least he won't do so much damage to my Dark Riders, even if he does catch them, because his attack values are so low right now. Or sure, his melee attack. Over here, regrouping. But I get a nice little charge in here, and I bring these guys in, and I want them to just muck it up, because they'll probably beat this whatever it's called, the priest. But I do tell them to come in, but I had them on what's it called? Not Fire at Will, it's the Skirmish. So I had them to charge, but then the Skirmish activated, so they didn't charge. But meanwhile, they brought him out, so it actually all kind of worked out, because it got him out of the fight. I think he does cast Harmonic Convergence on him. Yeah, he does. So that is going to help boost his attack value to really high, 78-68. So he's starting to hit back here. But he's also so close to death. It's so close. And yeah, it's getting really there. He fights at the end too. Look at him. He's at like 300 health. And he just went down like a boss, but he does go down. Malekith stands victorious. I just watched Jurassic World again for the second time. It's a pretty bad movie, but I don't know. It reminded me with the monster. Anyways, so victory for the dinosaurs, victory for the non-dinosaurs, victory for the dragon monster against the dinosaurs. Jurassic World, dumb movie. Sorry if you like it. I don't like it. It's a stupid movie, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, so yeah, Malekith's just flying around. At this point, It's for the first time in the battle, it swings in my favor. He's out of skink ammo. I have some riders left and some Nagarons, so I think my opponent realized that the writing was on the wall at this point and just called it quits. I could have just cycle charged the rest of his army with Malekith. There's no anti-large answer and there's no ranged, so the game was in fact done. I believe my opponent made the right choice. So GG to Imperator, very fun battle. I do like this matchup. I think it's a pretty balanced one in that these are both really good factions, especially with the nerf that came to Witch Elves. I think it was a smart move. They were too OP before. I still think, I don't know who it favors. Probably Dark Elves. They're more versatile, but you know, you could definitely do well. I mean, I've seen like if you bring like 2 Basilidan with Soul Engines and you bring a couple of those, you know, Spear One Riders, and it could be very difficult for Dark Elves to win because you can just laser down Malekith. Oh, also Skink Chiefs. Like if you bring like a meta build, maybe Lizards have the. It's hard to say. It's a fun matchup in any case, even if I do think they're both a little OP. As you can see here, Clone One Knight's got a lot of work done. A lot of that's against Ola Skinks, which is high value targets. I mean, they're only 600 spend, but they're so dangerous. As you can see, these guys all got 30 kills, and this is like, I have a pretty small army, you know, 733. So for 600 spend, you're getting almost 40 kills, or at least, well, an average of 30, let's say. That's really solid. That's really solid. And then these guys obviously got like 0 because my opponent just threw them on the side. It would have been a totally different game if he was able to keep these, or she, or they, 2018, were able to keep these guys together in the back line, and they were able to focus down Malekith. It would have just been brutal. Six skinks shooting at Malekith would have killed him in like no time flat, which is fair enough. I mean, that is a lot of spend. That's what, 3,600 spend. That's a good chunk of your army. Of course, you know, I wish armor played a bigger part. And, you know, he's got scaly skin. He should be able to be a little more resilient against these guys, but I digress. Still, well played by my opponent. A really fun game. Glad to be back, guys. I think this will be the second video you'll see from me. Hopefully you're enjoying them. I'm going to try and be more consistent with my posts. I'm going to try and not disappear on you. You know, I gave you guys separation anxiety, the ones who did love me. It's short, you know, 2 or 3 person fan club. But I've returned to give you YouTube goodies. I'm going to give you YouTube goodies all day. you're going to be, you're going to swell so hard with joy from the YouTube goodies I'm giving you. If you guys aren't catching my subtle hints, I'm trying to say I'm going to give you massive erections if you watch my videos, guys. Just the biggest you've ever had in your life. You remember when you were 13 and you woke up and you were like, wow, what is this? This is amazing. What's going on here? It's like there's a party in my pants and it's surprise. It's like a rave, like a surprise rave, and you woke up in the middle of it. It's pretty cool. That's what I promise at YouTube at Total Brohammer. Anyways, with that awful joke, I'll get the fuck out of here before I make a bigger ass of myself. Okay, so karma. Oh.